I'm Will. I'm refuting the claim that the Obama health care plan is inefficient. My opponent's three secondary claims for this is that, one, there is not enough money or resources for universal health care. Two, universal health care would lower the quality of health care. And three, universal health care would create a significant amount of waiting for services. However, a common flaw within all of these claims that my opponent makes is that the Obama health care plan is still changing and accommodating the problems in order to get passed, if it has not addressed these problems already. We can see this by going from claim to claim. Through the first one, that there's not enough money for universal health care. My opponent's evidence is how we are in a $1.4 trillion deficit, and that the New York Times reports that a normal family within this year is going to spend $15,000 on health care, and how if that money is put into taxes, how it, for universal health care, how it would just be an extreme dent into our deficit and is impossible for us to pay for. However, he doesn't look into what the Obama health care plan intends to get funds and combat that problem. The Obama health care has many alternative methods to getting money to make it manageable for the modern American family. The New York Daily News article says the plan has alternatives that are being proposed. One proposal would limit itemized tax deductions for families earning more than $250,000 a year, and according to the Wall Street Journal. Other ideas are being imposed a surtax on wealthy individuals or taxing sugary drinks and soda. While these taxes may not be preferred or even come into effect, the fact that the Obama health care plan knows that money is a problem and is trying to find alternatives to getting money rather than just taxing the American citizens show that they recognize this problem and they are addressing it. The secondary claim that universal health care would lower the quality of health care, the only evidence that supports this is from Family Doctor magazine, saying compared to the private sector, government programs are inefficient and the higher costs have to be paid with higher taxes or spending cuts in medical research and development. However, the Obama health care plan counters this argument already by what the American Thinker News reports. Clearly, quality improvement should be a major goal for the healthcare reform. Obama's plan does not disappoint on this promise. He claims that there will be improved patient care by requiring doctors and hospitals to provide quality care. His plan would link payment with reported quality. This would allow doctors to report if their quality of their service could not be provided because the insurance providers did not provide enough funds. And that could prove, even with government coverage or with private sectors, if their insurance coverage is reliable. And for the third claim, universal health care would create a significant amount of waiting for services. The evidence for this claim looks at the Canadian national health care and how they have many problems with wait times. However, the evidence doesn't really lead into how we relate exactly to Canada's plan for national health care, because Obama's plan is very different. While the Obama health care currently does not address this problem, CBS News reports less than a week ago that the reform to the Obama plan is coming very soon and will address many problems, such as for wait times. Currently, Obama's reform plan is going to look into alternative ways to fix wait times in hospitals, such as building more hospitals and training more doctors available for patients, as well as many other ideas still being developed. The fact that they aren't rushing Obama's health plan through and they're looking at it critically, trying to address all these problems before passing it through, just shows how the Obama health care plan is still changing and still improving. In conclusion, while the concept of universal health care in America is not without problems, Obama's health care plan is trying hard to address each problem before it just passes it inadvertently. They don't want to just drop this plan entirely and ignore the problem exists. They want to work out through this plan and provide an efficient healthcare system for America.
All right, the signposting is clear. The cost issue, I think you've got a good general response here, and that is that in essence the plan is going to evolve to address individual problems and that we shouldn't judge it prematurely. And let's look at some of the ways that in which it is addressing those problems. I think that's an okay kind of response, in essence suggesting that the advocate is jumping the gun in making the evaluation without having seen what has emerged from the discussions. On the other hand, we still don't really know what the health care plan entails because it's all in flux according to you. So how can we determine whether or not there's going to be an increase in taxes if we don't know whether or not the surtax is going to happen, who it's going to happen to, and for instance the soda taxes? I'm a little concerned about that. All right, and I think that you have a nice challenge on the analogy to Canada. I think that that's pretty reasonable. I think your general strategy is a good one here. The problem is that when you get to the particulars, I think it's hard to take counterclaims because you're saying everything's in flux. So at this point you're saying don't judge it one way or the other, which makes it harder to take a kind of contrary position. All right, Raymond.